Hello everyone and welcome to week number 3. This is all about using social bookmarking tools to drive big traffic to your social media pages. Now, social bookmarking is a topic that quite honestly not many people really know what to do with it or how it works or how it can be used to really help your social media marketing campaigns, and that's what this week is all about. So in this first overview video, I just want to cover a little bit of what we're going to talk about during this week's content. So first of all, I'm going to go in depth really about why social bookmarking is important to your overall marketing strategy and how it really relates to what you're going to be doing on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and with your WordPress blog. So we'll cover that in some detail. We're going to cover the 3 big social bookmarking sites, and it's Digg, Delicious, and StumbleUpon, and we'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages of each of those and go ahead and show you how to get signed up for all of those. So that's going to be an important piece of what you're going to learn this week. I'll also talk about some of the do's and don'ts. There's some things you definitely don't want to do when you're doing social bookmarking because you don't want to be banned from some of these sites. So we'll make sure we learn how to play within their rules. And we'll have a couple of videos on how to get set up with all the 3 main social bookmarking sites. And then one of the important things is throughout this whole course, not just here in week 3, but the whole course, we're going to try to teach you how to streamline all the things you're doing for maximum impact. So the idea here is to do more with less effort. And the way we're going to do that is with some awesome tools. So we're going to also teach you how to do some locating of content, so some content to bookmark and where to go for that. And then I mentioned it just a minute ago, but there's one and only one tool that we recommend for social bookmarking, and we're going to cover that pretty in depth this week as well. Now, the tool that we're going to recommend is called Bookmarking Demon, and we've got a link for you, a special link for you where you can go sign up and get that tool. Now, I do want to say that that tool is optional. You don't have to go get it. You can do all of this stuff manually. It just takes a lot longer to do it manually. So if you really want to make a lot of progress and have a lot of success, one of the best things you can do is invest in tools. So the way to think about this and the way I kind of finally realized that I needed to invest in some tools of my own is I thought about a carpenter. And you know, a carpenter, he could go over to Walmart and buy a $5 hammer and try to use that to build his house, and maybe a $20 skill saw and things like that. But if you ever notice, the carpenters that really know what they're doing, they have invested in some high quality tools, because those tools help them get their job done at a level of quality and much quicker, and their tools don't break down nearly as often, so it keeps them productive. And that's kind of the analogy I wanted to throw out there for you, because the tools that you use can really save you just a tremendous amount of time and get you much further down the road than if you try to do everything manually. So we're going to tell you about one of those tools that we think is just a real gem as we go through this week's course content. Now, there's a couple of just little housekeeping things that I wanted to talk to you about before we dig into the first video. I want to make sure that I remind you guys to complete all the training not only in week 3, but if you've not completed the training in week 1 and week 2, be sure this week to go back and review any videos that you may have missed, because all of this content really builds upon itself. So you want to make sure that you go through the content as close to the order that we presented as possible, and especially this week, go through all of the content, all the videos, and make sure that you listen to all the recommendations that we have for you. The other thing I wanted to encourage you to do is, even if it's just something small, something little, I want you to take some sort of positive action every single day. And it may be that you say to yourself, today I'm going to register for a specific social media site, or today I'm going to watch one video that we have for you here on this site. So just make sure you make some progress every single day. And by joining this course, you've got access to these videos. They're not going to go away, so you'll be able to come back and go through these when you have time to do it. So they're always going to be here for you. So just keep coming back and making progress every single day. And what will happen is you'll be amazed. A month, 2 months down the road, you're going to look back, see all the progress that you've made, and that's going to be fantastic for you to see the success that you're going to have. So I already mentioned this, but I just want to put it in here one more time. Review the previous week's materials. Go back into week 1 and week 2, review things that weren't clear for you. you can pause the videos, rewind, restart, all that sort of thing. So, take advantage of that. I always encourage people also to take notes while they're listening to the videos. So get a notebook, have your pen out, and write down the key points. Underline, circle, highlight, do all those sorts of things, because the more you physically get into note taking, it's kind of this weird magical thing, but the notes that you take, you tend to remember even more. And another little tidbit too is to review your notes, because the more you look over that content, and specifically the notes that you took, the more you're going to remember it, and the more you remember it, the more you're going to do of it. And I guarantee you that if you do what we're recommending here, you're going to enjoy the benefits of that, because this stuff really does work.